A common question which I come across is, do narcissists have an obsessive nature? Narcissists, they can be quite obsessive because when they have their eyes set on a person or on a thing, on a can even be like a job opportunity or a certain standing in society that they want to see themselves in. Narcissists, they want to own that thing. And it's easier to think about that in terms of people. When narcissists have their eyes set on something or someone, they very quickly want to own it. They want to feel like they possess that thing. Of course, they can never really possess that thing because slavery was abolished at least in most places in the world a long time ago. But nevertheless, when the narcissist has their eyes set on a certain person or in a certain thing, until they can feel in their mind that they somehow own it, they don't quite settle. They feel like there's this missing piece, there's this unfinished business, unresolved business, which they want to resolve by convincing themselves that they somehow own that thing. Like when it comes to people, there's so many things narcissists do to people, to their new partner, new significant other, once they ensnare the person. I'm not going to get into detail of all of that. But one thing they do is they push that person away from their peer group, their support group. They try to live rent free in the person's head. They want the person to feel like they are a prisoner to the narcissist. And they also want to isolate that person so that nobody can have a grip on the person like the narcissist does. Because that satisfies their need to feel like they control the person, they own the person, they possess the person. It doesn't always mean that they're going to want to spend time with the person, that they appreciate the person. No, that's a whole different story. Because narcissists don't know how to appreciate people. And narcissists, they don't really have the ability to care. All they want to do is keep the person in a certain place in their life where, if they ever need the person to get their own needs met, the person's within reach. And it's not just their significant other, it's other people too. Like if there's somebody who the narcissist looks up to, somebody who they respect, somebody who has an authority over them, the narcissist, they can people please, they can turn to the perfect puppet of that person so the person quickly becomes dependent on the narcissist. But the narcissist, they don't want to be in that position forever. Narcissists, when they have somebody who they respect, who they look up to, in their mind, occasionally, they will allow themselves to be submissive to these people, but only because they want to get the better of these people and become even more superior to those people in the future. But the narcissists, they will make themselves as indispensable as they can to that person, so that the person all of a sudden becomes reliant on the narcissist as a form of, for example, a an irreplaceable asset of sorts. And that's something you might see in a job setting where the narcissist, they can be very manipulating and trying to come across as the person who has all the solutions, the person who's best fit, maybe to move a business or a team forwards, to move a project forwards, whatever it may be. But generally speaking, yes, narcissists, they can be quite, when they have their eyes set on something that has attributes they like or something that they look up to, they try to merge with that thing and then they try to become better than that thing. But a lot of times that means they have to isolate that person from other people, or maybe if it's somebody who's superior to them, they try to push the competition away. They're really good at sabotaging the competition. They play ruthless mind games, backstabbing. Of course, not all narcissists are very functional, so a lot of narcissists won't be able to be that clever in that, so they wouldn't really manage to succeed. But the narcissists have the tendency to want to put themselves in a privileged position so they can finally conquer that which they have their eyes set on, basically at all costs. And if you are someone who the narcissist had their eyes set on, if you are someone who is the narcissist's significant other, or if you were their significant other, then they do want to own you. They do want to possess you. And if they can quickly own you and possess you, then that's fine. They've done their job. But if you're not somebody who's easy for them to possess, if you're not somebody who's easy for them to own, that's where their obsessive nature starts to surface. That's where they actually become obsessive. Narcissists don't obsess in the same way as maybe other personalities do, but they obsess when they haven't quite managed to reach the end goal they're after, and they're trying to work out how best to reach it. Their obsession is coupled with this form of creativity. It's this manipulative creativity, which they work off the back of to try to reach their goal, their objectives. And if you are the significant other, if you were the significant other, if you are their objective, then they'll try to work out the people that are important to you, the things that are important to you, the things which they see give you a sense of liberty, of freedom, of self-sustenance. And they then try to rupture all those bonds. All the while, they try to make you see them as somebody who's reliable, trustworthy, their confidant, someone who you might see a future with, because they future fake as well. Basically, they're trying to replace everything else in your life with them. And if they don't manage to, until they've managed to do that, that's where they get very creative. And if you're someone who's difficult for them to get their grip on, that's where they become obsessive. Because if you have something unusually good to offer, and they haven't managed to isolate you from everything else and become dependent on them as quick as they want, that's where they ruminate intensely. That's where they obsess over how to make it happen. So, yeah. Do narcissists obsess? Are they obsessive? Not in a way, not necessarily in the same way as other obsessive people, but yes, they do have an obsessive nature about them. And it usually comes to the forefront when they see something they want. And that's something they want. They don't easily achieve it, but they're determined to achieve it. Thanks for watching.